Pacifico is a Mexican lager brewed to be discovered. It's like fresh tracks on a powder day. Like that uncharted trail a stone's throw away. Like the perfect wave on a sunny day. Pacifico. Find your own way. 21 plus. Drink responsibly. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Lowe's early Black Friday deals are going fast. Don't miss up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. And with Christmas around the corner, you're going to need more string lights, right? Save $4 on GE LED 100-count string lights, now just $5.98. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
I like things my way. My coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the Vyvgart Hytrulo pre-filled syringe, which contains efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART myway.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
The USC Trojans will wrap up their regular season against the UCLA Bruins in the battle for the victory bell at the Coliseum this Saturday. They hope to finish the season strong on the field, but also in recruiting with a massive visitor list that is going to be in attendance. Let's get into who all is going to be there for this big rivalry game. Hey, Trojan family, what's up? Welcome to the USC LAFB show. Here on the LAFB Network, I'm your host, Ryan Dybert. Thank you, as always, for making this a part of your day. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Helps us out. You can become a member of the channel, which helps us out anymore. Plus, you get member benefits such as discounts on merch, free usage to our forums and groups, and team chats over on LAFBnetwork.com. So become a member today. But at the minimum, just subscribe. Helps us out and helps us keep this thing growing and bringing you hopefully what you think is the best USC coverage in the Southland. Big game weekend. It's the battle for the victory bell. We'll have plenty more previews of the game and dive into the schematics of this matchup. But coming on here today to talk a little bit recruiting, as I do throughout the week. I'll be at practice here. I got to head out of here in like an hour, so we got to rifle through this. We'll talk to Danton Lynn tonight, plus some defensive players. So as always, I'll have a recap from practice from the Dairyu Dojo in the old car. So be on the lookout for that later this evening. Plus, the Madman and Tim plan on doing our call-in show tonight on Wednesday. Sorry, I got something like in my eye. Not ideal for right when we start doing a video recording. But so huge visitor list, 28 or 29 or so of the 35 commitments are going to be at this game. So I'm not going to go down that whole list. You guys know the 35 commitments by now. If not, you can see them all on LAFnetwork.com. Plus, I'll have this list up there for your viewing pleasure. I'll link it in the description here in a bit once I get that updated. But I can just tell you the ones that will not be in attendance. Well, you know what? Okay, let's back up a little bit. What I wanted to do at the top was dive into some of the aftermath of this Oregon game in terms of recruiting. And, we'll be quick on this. I just want to be clear. I don't think that game had any ill effect on any of USC's recruiting whatsoever. So I don't think anyone needs to worry about that. Tough game, tough environment on the road. I probably did good for Oregon's recruiting, but I don't think it hurt any of USC's recruiting and certainly not any of their commitments afterwards. And in that, an article came out by Rivals where they spoke to a few of these current commits. And so their response, and more so, not even to the loss, but of the kind of back and forth that happened after the game. We haven't talked a ton about it on here. I've talked about it on social media, but obviously Oregon released their video that they do after every win, apparently, and it had some, I guess, bulletin board material, if you will, from USC that they took on, and so fans were having a ball with that, and that's their right. They won the game. Go ahead. The big bulletin board material, which I think is funny, I'll put both up here on the screen for you to see, was the media guide that we get every week, USC's media guide, and in the guide they kind of compare USC's history, like historical accomplishments in terms of national championships, in terms of Heisman Trophy winners, winning percentage, all that, and they compare it to the likes of Oregon. All of those historical kind of comparisons have been in the media guide for over a year. You can see here on the screen, like I have one from Nebraska last year, 2024, Jaden Mayava's first start. It's the exact same thing. So the only reason why this even came to light is because of this Oregon video of Dan Lanning using it in his hype up whatever team in the press rooms that now was made public. Otherwise, no one would really care. Now, I will say the comms team maybe added a little bit more tongue-in-cheek in this Oregon one, including a Wedding Crashers quote at the end. So, whether it's right or wrong, or whether it is bulletin board material, whether you hate it or love it, I'm only bringing it up because this is not like some new thing they did for Oregon. This has been how they've kind of outlined the media guide since joining the Big Ten. Now, obviously, they've played Oregon many more times, but when you play teams like Nebraska, like Iowa, like Northwestern, these teams you really don't play, like it's more of a comparison of like, hey, here's our history versus their history. You can see it as trash talking from the comms department if you want, but, in reality for media, it's kind of nice to have that right there. Like, oh, look at the comps of historical relevance of programs. So that was like a big talking point after the game. And so recruits were asked about that, and which is why I brought that whole thing up. And so specifically, Sean Alston was one that was asked, and he said, quote, "Nothing but motivation. Guys are doubting us. Guys in this class have already talked about it, and we are ready to come in and get to work. Have full faith in Lincoln Riley and his coaching staff, and looking forward to the game next fall." USC hosts Oregon at the Call-In next fall. Albert Hill, one of the top recruits in this class, cornerback, says the recruits are talking about it right now. That's very personal to us, but we're not going to do much talking. We're just going to play. Eason Tafa, 4-star offensive lineman from Utah. I think he's going to be one of the more underrated players in this class. We definitely respect what past USC greats contributed, but we have to keep building and add to that legacy and culture. Our 2026 class is definitely going to help do that together with the guys there now. Coach Riley and the other coaches and Chad Bowden are putting us in position to compete for a natty in the coming years. So that's the goal. That's what we're determined to do. I mean, that's what you want to hear from your recruits. So I'm just putting it out there that this effect of this game, the kind of social media blitz for clicks, whatever you want to call it, after the game, while fun and fodder and stuff for fans, it has not dissuaded the recruiting class whatsoever. In fact, based on those three players' quotes, it's actually instilled more of a fire to get this program back to what everyone wants it to be. So on that, we turn to who will be visiting this weekend. And so I'll just say the ones not visiting, because I'm not going to read 28 names that you've all heard many, many times on this show. But both Braden Jones and Cannon Smith have a high school playoff game on Saturday. Cannon Smith, Colorado. I'm from Colorado. I went to Mountain Vista High School. They're in the semis. And so Colorado, for whatever reason, does a lot of their playoff games on Saturday. They move them from Friday night to Saturday night. So anyway, they will both be playing on Saturday. Booby Feaster also has a playoff game in Texas on Friday night. We'll probably not get back till late. And then both Jake Johnson from Texas also he is in his, I believe, state championship. And then Peyton Dyer, cornerback.
It's never too early for Lowe's Black Friday deals. Snag some of our biggest savings of the season right now, like 25% off select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees. And get yourself free select DeWalt, Cobalt, or Craftsman tools when you buy a select battery or combo kit before the Black Friday rush. Because everyone loves free stuff, right? Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The best TV comes in many forms, from real-life mysteries to blockbuster dramas, family favorites, and buzzworthy reality shows. Philo makes it easy to stream them all with one simple, affordable subscription. For just $33 a month, Philo offers more than 70 live channels, including favorites like AMC, A&E, MTV, Discovery, and Nickelodeon, plus on-demand TV like the entire AMC Plus library. Whatever the mood, there's always something new to uncover. Philo subscribers also get access to HBO Max Basic with ads and Discovery Plus at no extra cost, along with unlimited DVR that saves shows for up to a year. No long contracts, no complicated setup, just endless entertainment ready to stream anytime. Ready for a better way to bundle all the TV you love? Get started at philo.tv. That's PHILO.tv. Your next obsession is waiting.
Out of Georgia, and Rod Tizzino, wide receiver, also will not be in attendance. I don't think there's any, don't read into that. They just won't be there. They visited before. So those are the only ones of the 2026 class who will not be in attendance for this big game in the Victory Bell matchup. Now, when you look at, and also just to throw out there, the 3 priority walk-ons, Ty Swanson from Santa Margarita, Peter Sciarrino, hopefully I'm saying that right, from Loyola, safety, and Manoa Liauto, again, apologize if I'm saying that wrong, tight end from Mater Dei. They will be there as well. And worth noting because we've seen this team turn some walk-ons into some pretty good players. So those are 3 priority walk-ons that you never know. Down the line could make an impact for these USC Trojans. All right, 2027 players in attendance. I'll read them quickly, and then I'll just quickly talk about the ones to keep your eye on with, the biggest impact here. Dante Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona. Jace Cannon, tight end, Wuniparacero. Avery Michael, offensive tackle. Lex Malangai, guard from Mater Dei. Makai Brown, defensive end, Greenwich County Day, California. Marcus Fakatow, that's a big one to watch for. Reclassify from 28 to 27, defensive end, Orange Lutheran. Obviously impactful in that game against St. John Bosco. So he's one to certainly star. Now, he is right now heavily favored to Notre Dame. It's going to be a task to pry him out of Notre Dame's grasp. But the fact that he's visiting, obviously local, USC could have a shot if they really do pursue him heavily. Isaiah Vandermeide, defensive tackle, Santa Margarita. Dylan Wafel, brother of Luke Wafel. So both Wafels will be here at the Coliseum. Wafel is an inside linebacker in the 27 class. I mean, you see what Luke Wafel is, the size he is, the build he is, and what he does on the defensive line. Might be worth looking at his brother and bringing him here as well as an inside backer. I know a lot of people want to see more backer commitments in these classes. So Dylan Wafel, one to watch. Gavin Williams, safety out of Damien. That's a big one. That is one guy that USC has been kind of keying in on as one of their, we think 4 roughly so defensive backs in this 27 class. So Gavin Williams out of Damien, one to keep an eye on. Aaron Washington, the other one, Mater Dei defensive back. Him and his teammate Danny Lang will both be in attendance, and both have been at practice. I'll mention that at the end of the show, who's been at practice this week, as I saw some yesterday, and I'm sure I'll see more today when I get there. But both those guys, Washington and Lang, 2 key figures that USC is looking to get. Now, I don't know if they will try to get, obviously they're trying to get both. I don't know if they will ultimately decide on one versus the other, or if they will try to include both. I don't know exactly who they have maybe favored, how they rank them, or they're just saying, hey, we want both of you for sure. That I don't know for sure, but they're definitely, it feels like they could get one of them. I think that's safe to say. Duve Williams, we've talked about him a bunch, pretty much a lock. He'll be here again. He's been here this week as well at practice. He's a guy that it's not a matter of if, it's more when he will ultimately commit to USC. Rolando Jefferson, wide receiver, Clovis West. I believe he has visited just recently as well. He might have been at the Iowa game, if I'm not mistaken, or before that. Clovis West, though, up in Fresno area. Two of my roommates at Long Beach State went to Clovis West. Shout out. Two John Bosco brothers, Justin Coach, Ethan Coach, both linebackers. Ty Kennedy, offensive tackle out of Mountain View, Arizona. Jeremiah Williams, defensive tackle out of Tustin. Tustin and his teammate John Ione, defensive tackle out of Tustin. So 2 D tackles out of Tustin, California. Obviously, some of those, they've been recruiting that high school at a good clip, or at least pursuing it at a good clip. Kikoa Pico, defensive tackle out of Bosco. And Bayon Harris, wide receiver out of Central East California. 2028, got a couple coming in that class. Micah Hanna is a cornerback out of Simi Valley High School. Shout out my good buddy Craig, Long Beach State roommate, went to Simi. Elisha Moeller, 2028, offensive lineman out of Servite. Karan Prime Williams, cornerback out of Santa Margarita. Again, anyone from that Santa Margarita defense should get a very good look from this USC staff. Ridge James, tight end out of Jesuit, and Ace Leotelli, athlete out of Mater Dei. So that's your list. Massive list. As far as who's been here this week, Deshaun Rideau, running back out of Oaks Christian. I know there's been some questions on, it hasn't seemed like he's visited a ton. He will be at this game at the Call-In, and he has been on campus this week. Potentially, he was here yesterday. Potentially will be here again today. Tom, I've said it before, dude lives on campus. I saw him yesterday. I mean, when you see this dude, I know he's been kind of like disrespected on these recruiting sites, but just the size of him, you're like, how is this guy a high school senior right now? When you talk about needing to get bigger in the trenches in the defensive line, this class is that in spades. And that's no shot to who is on the roster. I think Jakeem Stewart and Floyd Buchard and others were of that ilk also. But there's been a trending history over the past couple years. This is the first year they kind of bucked it, but where they've kind of converted edge guys and had guys really bulk up more weight than they really probably should have to kind of fit in that interior. And now you're just getting bodies that are, 320 pounds in high school. So they fit the build of a Big Ten defensive tackle. And remember, like, this was a team, hate on Lincoln Riley all you want. This was a team that when he was here, they were a Pac-12 football team. They played in the Pac-12 for 2 years. It's a different style of football, a different brand of player. Now they're in year 2 in the Big Ten. There's a transition of style of play, type of player that you need to work for that brand of football. So there had to be a transition on that, and we're seeing now the ilks of that transition in recruiting. Sean Scott, his teammate, has been on campus. Brandon Lockhart, Madden Riordan, Aaron Washington, Duve Williams, Danny Lang, Andrew Williams, defensive tackle, and wide receiver Luke Weaver out of Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. So there you have it. That is who will be on campus this week, who will be at the game on Saturday. As I've said before, we could see a 2027 signing come here in the next week or so, but the bulk of them will all happen in the spring. So once the season's over, once the signing period's over for the 26 class, and those become kind of official, then we'll start seeing those commitments start to stack up in the spring, similar to how we saw last year. But it wouldn't surprise me if, 1 to 3 kind of come in before the end of the year just to get a few players in this class committed. So we'll keep you posted, obviously, on all of that right here on the USC LAFB show. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm going to be heading out to practice here as soon as I get this up. So stay tuned for a practice update report from me. Any new info that comes about, obviously any recruiting stuff that comes down the pipeline, I will make sure to share with you. Thank you for hanging out with me, tuning in, and make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And as always, family, fight on. Hey, Trojan family, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the USC LAFB show. Before you go, let me tell you quickly about our friends over at Sleeper. Go right now, download the Sleeper app. It's the #1 sports app, not just for season-long fantasy, but they've got live pickers, they've got live stat updates, they've got a chat you can chat with other users, plus the daily pick'em, which is a blast, or daily fantasy, whatever you want to call it. You go and pick 2 to 8 players across any sports. If you're talking USC, go choose Jade Mayav in his next matchup. Pick more or less passing yards, more or less touchdowns. You stack those, and you can win real money. When you go to make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code USC LAFB. You're going to get a match deposit up to $100. Put in $100, you get $100 free to play with from Sleeper. Put in $10, they'll match you that $10, so now you're sitting at $20 to play with. But also, right now, for any new users, no deposit required. You get $20 free entry. You can stack both. You can get the $20 for free. Go make a deposit. Use USC LAFB, and now you've got a bunch of free money to play with right there on the Sleeper app. Check it out, Trojan family, and when you do, tell them the guys at the USC LAFB sent you.
The best TV comes in many forms, from real-life mysteries to blockbuster dramas, family favorites, and buzzworthy reality shows. Philo makes it easy to stream them all with one simple, affordable subscription. For just $33 a month, Philo offers more than 70 live channels, including favorites like AMC, A&E, MTV, Discovery, and Nickelodeon, plus on-demand TV like the entire AMC Plus library. Whatever the mood, there's always something new to uncover. Philo subscribers also get access to HBO Max Basic with ads and Discovery Plus at no extra cost, along with unlimited DVR that saves shows for up to a year. No long contracts, no complicated setup, just endless entertainment ready to stream anytime. Ready for a better way to bundle all the TV you love? Get started at philo.tv. That's PHILO.tv. Your next obsession is waiting.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.